Hello there. Nya nya nya. Nya nya. Nya 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 nya. How are you guys? I'm a little bit tired. Just a little bit. Where's my live? 50. Today we're at 56. Huh. Hey Vadim. What's up, my friend? My dude. How's it going? How is your YouTube situation? Is it a little bit better? Today we're gonna take a look at I'm gonna practice some mechanical parts. Just practicing some mechanical. You watch too many piano videos? Do you play piano? Do you play something? Do you play? Nice. What kind of piano do you like to play? Is it more of like a classical or like jazz or just regular pop stuff? What when you watch like piano videos, I guess what type of music is it? Mm-hmm. J-pop is your favorite. Nice. What's your Do you know the song Sepum? Sepum. Do you know Sepum? Ting, 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 ting. I'm afraid I don't really know these guys. Like, I know more like jazz guys like Chick Corea. Do you know Chick Corea? Herbie Hancock. Herbie. What's up, AT? Yeah, we're talking about music. Because Vadim says that he is watching lots of piano videos, so I was asking him what kind of music he listens to. What about you, AT? What do you listen to? Katupuchi! Long time no see. How are you? I do not like that music. What's going on? Toot, 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 toot. Nice, you're gonna start a new job? Wait, so what's your previous job and what's the new job that you're starting? You're gonna be a banker? Hell yeah. Yeah, bye. What store did you manage? How hard is it to imagine what, Freddy? The excavator arm? Right now I'm drawing it from the reference and then I will draw it from a couple of other angles after I do some of these details here. It's not going to be very hard, I don't think. Like, the one thing that is hard is to keep, because there are so many small mechanical parts. Because there are so many small mechanical parts, it's sometimes hard to keep the perspective. So you have to look for these lines and see how it behaves. But it's very, like, the perspective here is relatively very flat. meaning like when you have a very flat perspective like that, it's like when an object was shot from very far away. Basically. And actually, like these mechanical arms, they're very much like your arms. So like this here is like your tricep, right? It's pushing and pulling on your elbow. For example. And then I'm gonna twist it in a couple more angles and see how that works, but it's not gonna be very hard as long as you keep the perspective stuff. For streaming, there's a piece of software that's free. It's called OBS. And it's like a free software, and it has a bunch of plugins for it. And it just lets you lay out, you know, the windows the way you want it, and you can connect your YouTube to it. It's yeah, like look up OBS, and that's like the standard that everybody uses. Yeah, the further away you photograph something from, the less intense the perspective. So, you know, think about this phone, for example. You know, from all the way up here, it kind of looks like a rectangle, right? But the closer it is to the camera, look, it becomes something like that. So the convergence becomes very extreme, right? The phone from afar might look something like this. If you put it very close to the camera, it becomes something like that. That's what I mean. Does that make sense? That's the difference. That's called field of view, if I'm not mistaken. One of the challenges with mechanical things like this, with lots of details in terms of just your line work, is how do you indicate the detail without making the drawing too convoluted? Because if you draw every little thing, it can become pretty ugly pretty quickly. So I'm thinking about things like you know, how this hinge connects to the excavator, for example. Things that you never thought about, like you know what an excavator arm looks like in your head, but then there's a bunch of details that you've never truly considered. So you gotta get used to, like, you know, picking and choosing your detail. Ah-chan, 何名様ですか？Oh, Katapuchi, you were in designing and printing stationery? You were one of these people. Juichi ka. Juichi ka. Naruhodo. Naruhodo. ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。Why does it always stop playing? It's okay. It's okay. So down it. We are at 4.2K. It's like I think 2.5 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we celebrated 1K together. And there are people who are getting merch for the first time shipped over to them, which I'm super excited about. And there's a couple of people that support on the Patreon, which I'm super excited about. So it's hard work, but it's very gratifying when there's a little bit of success coming. We might be able to reach 10K. That was my goal for this month, but who knows? It depends on my ability to constantly make another video that people are interested enough in to sub. And the last video that did that was the drawing advice, the art advice. It's, what was it? The getting good video resonated with a lot of people, and I felt that it probably will. So that worked very well. But you know, it's like when you do one of these and then you get a boost of views, but then you just have to keep going. The game doesn't end. It doesn't end there. So I feel like I went straight into details with this excavator arm, but it's probably worth, you know, simplifying it even further just once to see what happens. Wonder if I can simplify it even more. Yeah, something like this. The mental pressure to keep delivering top quality, yeah. There is some mental pressure, but I think that, you know, if you treat it as such, if you think about it as, you know, a bad thing and get super stressed about it, then, you know, maybe you have to change your mindset, or just change your goalpost so it doesn't stress you out. My goal is like 2 long form videos a week, so I feel like that's doable for me. But I guess it's like, depends on the individual, right? All right, let's tilt it a little bit more. So now we're gonna show more of the front plane. Just a little bit more. Hi, arigatou gozaimashita. I feel like you have to balance it between stuff that you kind of feel like you know is going to work, and things that branch out a little bit. So there's like testing alongside doing. But personally, it's super enjoyable for me. personally. And thank you for the support, Katapuchi, as always. I appreciate you. Now, as you kind of like, as you move the stuff, you have to constantly think like just how, especially curves in perspective tend to be a little hard and menacing as you try to tilt them on your own. I am very happy to hear that, Katu. I want to see like where everybody's drawings are like 1 year from now. Is it getting good? Did everybody burn out and quit forever? Who knows what happens, you know? Yeah, we can. How do you suggest we do that? I'll put an event on my calendar. Remind me later. Maybe I can even add like an event in the Discord to next March. Right, so if you look at something like this, have the ellipse here, and on this side it's just a little wider, and then we're gonna have one where it's even wider here. You can check everything like that. You can look at this curve and then look at it here and see how it compresses like that. And just take mental notes. Mental note. あっちゃん、日本語でメンタルノートと言いますか？それとも言わないか？メンタルノート。知らないか？なんかメンタルノートは、頭の中のメモってこと。Yes. Dude, I wonder like how big is it gonna be a year from now? Or am I gonna fail and it's all gonna crumble and I will have to get a job again. What day is it? Sunday. Is Sunday usually a good day or a bad day? Yeah, I agree. I try not to worry too much. I'm an artist, so obviously I worry, but I do try not to worry too much. I feel like, I don't know what you tell me, but like a little bit of anxiety is a driving force. Just a tiny bit. I think that we are gonna make it. I went to hell and back myself, so I know that everything is possible. Except for playing basketball for me, I can't do that. I can't really do sports. We will stay as ourselves with no improvement. I mean, you know, who's to say that we need to improve anyway? I mean, that's also a question. I'm not sure how that works here. One World, we're in the first part of the stream. We're like 40 minutes in, and usually when I'm done practicing random stuff that I'm into, we get to some shrimp. I mean, rest assured, I'm gonna draw a couple of shrimp today. No, it's true. I agree with you. We have to keep going, whether it's improving or... I think this is like one of the curses of life, to be honest. There is no stopping. There is no resting. It doesn't exist. Shrimp, 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 shrimp. Let's go 500, let's go Silver DNS, let's go Nyachan, let's go Katapuchi Shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. Here you go. The channel's poet, blasphemy. Rest is for the dead. In life, you can shrimp. The shrimpress. Shrimp, 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 shrimp. You know that you can draw like a shrimp excavator. If you really wanted to, you could go like this. Look, look, guys. That's a horse shrimp. Have you heard of this? Right here? Have you heard? No, 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 no. Look, it's a horse shrimp. Exactly, the horse shrimp excavator. And on this, it's a horse. Look, you get the horse on top. And the Shurimpi Pimpi san on the bottom there. What's up, Maddie? Yeah, it's excavator time. Indeed, it is. But like, you see what I mean? If you want a shrimp horse excavator, you can make it happen. And you can give it a human qualities as well. I don't know. How are you, Maddie? Anyway, yeah. Let me finish my study, and then we can shrimp it up. You got the Frankensteins on the side here. みんなはシュリンピ好きだよね。Mr. Eyeball Pablo, I missed you, honestly. It's really fun, like seeing the same people coming around to say hi a little bit, and just it's almost like I don't know what to call it, but it's like a community. It's a community. It's an actual community. You see what we've done here? If you're watching these streams, like don't tell me, don't come and say that you don't know how to practice, because this is how you practice for the most part. If you only draw the reference and you want to like draw from imagination, well, you saw what I said. I'm standing behind what I said. If you just draw the reference, it's just not gonna help you. You have to draw the rest of the owl. You have to draw the rest of the owl. Or in our case, the rest of the excavator. What are you drawing today? What are you guys drawing today? Shrimps, possibly, or no? So then we can go in and even look at some of these cables. There's just like tons of cables running. We can just think about like what they represent and how they run across our forms and stuff. Oh, clavicle and trapezius are fun. Design. What do you mean by design condensing? Lucas sounds really good. What tool do you use for gestures? Wait, what? I mean, any experience is good experience, even if it's fan art or studies or whatever. Oh, I see. So you're pulling all of your stuff together. I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like, as long as you draw something, as long as you work on your craft to some extent, whether it's very structured or not, like there's benefit to everything. Some people feel like only if they're like properly studying, then they're making progress, but it's not true. You need you know, you need practice and play. Both are important. What are you doing fan art of? Naruto. See, Katapuchi just wants to do fan art, so she wants to get better to do that. I never got into One Piece. Like, I know that everybody likes it, but something about it is just like I don't know, just like I never became like a fan of the designs there. Like when I think about like Naruto or some shit, like ninjas are cool, so I like that. But a guy with long arms, I got myself. Well, all right, I think that's enough for my studies here. You know it. I liked Bleach until some season. I don't remember which one. Aizen. Yeah, him. Aizen-sama.あっちゃんブリーチ見たんですか？ブリーチ。見てないですね。見てないですね。I don't have room to draw everything that I want. Maybe I'll just make this a little bit smaller.ちょっと見たかな？多分。Cheers, Maddie. Cheerios. Let's make her shoot like a gangster. Shrimpette. Do you guys know Shrimpette? 何が超可愛いんですか? No, not shrimp pet. Shrimp pet. It's like a female shrimp. Like a female shrimp. I did not see the shrimp in Elden Ring, unfortunately. Or maybe let's call it not yet. Onna ga cool jan. Onna shrimp wa saikou janai ka. Janik, um, it really depends. Sometimes I know exactly what I want, and then it starts happening. And other times I'm just like going with the flow. With here, I'm constantly like, for example, this drawing, it's like I started with one little thing, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do next, and then I ask people in the chat what to do, and then they tell me something. And the other thing that tends to happen is that, like, even when I think I know what I want to do, it doesn't turn out like what I thought it would. So it ends up being something else. Like, it's very rare that I would make something and it kind of like works exactly as I planned. So the way that it works is like sometimes I surprise myself, and some other times it's just a whole struggle. Like, even now I'm not really, like, I'm not flowing right now. I'm kind of like um battling it a little bit. Sometimes it's just like bam, it happens, you know? Things click. And thanks, fam. I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is why I have trouble with the people who kind of like urge you to, like, want you to use a pen and advocate for using a pen. Like, would you ask a writer not to revise their work? You know? So sometimes it happens fast, sometimes you need to keep adjusting and finding your way and find what it is that you want to say. Like this gum, I just don't like it. And this hand, it's all going to shit. It's I'm deleting it. Bye bye. Try again. Try again and find out that you're just not as good as you thought you were. Or maybe, are you? This gun seems to have spawned from another movie. Like some cowboys versus aliens type shit. Excuse me. I have an idea. Oh, I've been drawing this whole time and it's been like this. God damn it. I think I don't know. I don't have a particular preference. I'll tell you what, like if you draw a realistic gun or prop, for example, it's easier to do it quickly because you already have like a design that works. And if you want to draw like a space gun type thing, you have to invent it. So that when you invent something, especially the less experience you have with the subject matter, it's just gonna take a longer time to do it, to find like a good design and stuff. So it's just harder, to be honest. Like if you just like mix a shrimp with a human body, that's easy because you know how to draw a shrimp and you know how to draw a human body. And I guess if you know like a lot of, you know, types of mechanical parts, it might be a little easier to, you know, make some type of a chimera very quickly. As for me, you saw like before I was practicing like excavators and shit. So I feel like my mechanical visual inventory is still lacking. So basically, the more experience you have with a certain subject matter, the easier it is to get. Right, like right now, I'm throwing like random shapes, and and I'm hoping for the best. I'm just trying to see if I can hit like a design that is interesting. And it doesn't really look like a gun, but it looks like... It looks like some kind of an exoskeleton. Now that I think about it. So like I'm extending it to the other side. We can use it here, look. Maybe as like part of his armor. See, because when you're working digitally like that, you can just find a weird thing like this and make a happy mistake. Make a happy mistake. Can you do a Bob Ross impression? I can't, but I haven't watched a Bob Ross video in a long time. Maybe I should do that and practice for my streams. Ah, 今見えないか。まだ、待ったか。I don't know why, but it keeps like, you keep missing my stream. It's so annoying. Like basically if I do anything else on my computer and go back to this, then it stops showing, like it freezes, my screen freezes for some reason. And I think now I can use some of my experience with the excavator from before. How long have I been drawing? I think maybe altogether, all things considered, 4 years. Like four condensed years. How do I memorize stuff like the shrimp? Basically, like this. You know, you start by kind of like learning about it, breaking it down into various forms, and then you start drawing it from different angles, right? As much as you can. And you take mental notes. You take mental notes of like the most important parts of your the most important parts. Well, I say 4 years because that's really the time that I took to like, you know, practice intensely, but I've been on and off sort of like dealing with the art of drawings for, you know, since I was a kid. So you could say that it's like, you know, more than 30 years. But anyway, and I'm like I've been a graphic designer, so it all kind of like contributes to the same thing. But basically, I think the really important thing in order to memorize subject is to think about it. You know, I know that a shrimp has a head. I know what the head looks like. I know that it has like the body. I know that it has a tail, and then I know that it has 3 kinds of legs and these antennas. So once I have that in my brain, and I have drawn that for, let's say, 4 days or so, or a week, then I can you start to you just remember it, whether you try. Like, you don't have to, like, you know, do like memorization exercises or anything like that. Hello, Yogesh. What practice drills do? I do gesture drawing every day, and I take any kind of subject every day, and I practice learning about it and turning it in space. The other thing that is really helpful in order to remember how to draw various things is to just understand it, right? It's just about understanding like what things are made of. and kind of like disregarding the details and more understanding the functionality and the different parts that exist that do something. I think my average would be like 2 hours a day, and obviously some days is like 6 hours. You can go for a long time, and some days would be much shorter, and some periods would be much less, and some periods would be much more, but I almost never miss a day. I'll show you what my gesture drawings look like. Very simple, like that, like this. Just lines, mainly understanding silhouette. I do that every day. I do that every day for like 20 minutes. And I have like stacks and stacks. Honest to God, like infinite stacks. I mean, if you want to get good very quick, you can get good very quick. You need to like it takes some effort and discipline. And I think, if you're excited about it, then it's not that hard to put in the work. You just, if you're excited enough, if you're kind of like pumped enough about it. Yeah, like I said, about 4 years. Like 4 years is the amount of time that I can say that I actually dedicated truly to trying to learn it, Obviously, I've drawn and did design stuff for more than that, but again, daily hours like 2 hours a day. Sometimes more, but averaging like 2 hours, I would say. No, I mean, now with the stream, I do like, maybe 1 hour before the stream, and the stream itself is a couple hours, so you could say that I draw like 3 hours a day, every day. But that's only has been like that since I started the YouTube channel, which is like a couple months. God damn it. I think, it's a lot when you're not having fun. That's why I think that people should take having fun very seriously. Also, I have to say that like I'm kind of hardcore. Like when I want something, I'm like, I get mad. And I don't stop until I get it. Like when I saw Kim Jong-gi, I was like, I have to be able to do shit like that too. Like I just really wanted to do it. That's it. I felt like I just need to do it. Oh my god, why is it not working? Yeah, obviously he's like I studied the hell out of him. For sure. But everybody in the drawing from imagination space is like an insane fan. We're all fanboys. I have never taken any course from anybody. I learned the most just from watching KJG draw, honestly. I think that has been the most educational for me, has been like YouTube videos of the Kim Jong-gi lives. I just saw what he did and I understood it. Like basically. And then when I started to go deeper into specific things, like I went to find like a Proco video on a certain body part or whatever, and then it helped me like quickly understand it, and then I could. But I think, different people, um, different people like have different ways that they learn. For me, if I see somebody else do something, it really helps me understand how to do it. I'm just wired that way. I'm not very good at studying like what other people teach me. But you can check like in my channel on the live section, you can check like the whatchamacallit, the you will see like educational Saturdays. The last 2 Saturdays, I started a course where I'm kind of like teaching what I know about the fundamentals of drawing for things like this. So we're at lesson 2 right now. Honestly, guys, I feel like drawing is one of those things where the actual learning that you need to do is not much. It's more about the mileage. Like conceptually, it's very easy to understand. There's not much there. It's not rocket science. A bit of form, a little bit of perspective, the basics. And then it's just about the mileage. Jerome, absolutely. Like, I feel like people like one of the biggest mistakes that people make is like they get so hung up on like getting their techniques right, and then they like only do exercises or they only do reference, and then they burn out so quick because drawing is just not fun. So like what I sometimes say to people is to like switch it up, where start with the fun thing, with like the random shit that you want to draw, and then when you face a problem, like when you're like, oh, I'm super excited about drawing like a robot with a shrimp dick, sorry, um, and then when you face the problems of like, oh, the joints for my robot don't work, then you go and learn something about form that you need to learn in order and go back to your robot. So that would be a much better way, like a much more exciting way to learn than just like strictly doing like a fundamental course, like the things that we talk about. Hi Pro 10. Welcome in. See, like that's a very good way to go about it. You start with like where you want to get to, and then you basically have no choice but to find the tools for the job. And obviously, like, I'm not against studying fundamentals for fundamentals sake, but like even the people who are taking my course on Saturday, like I suggest to you guys to like do the exercises that I suggest, but then as soon as possible, like go and try to build something from it that you feel like is cool. That's what it's for. A random car? You mean the excavator? Hey Shri, what's up? I haven't seen you in a minute. The excavator is there because I was practicing excavators before you came. I was doing this. And in fact, I'm already using this this knowledge for this and this. No, no worries, no worries. It's all good. I was just saying that I just saw your nickname, so I was like, oh. It's all good, it's all good. To answer your question, I feel like your question is so like general. There are so many kinds of art competitions. I feel like you have to ask yourself, like, what does the average person even think of as art? Like, I think most people, when they think art, they don't refer to what we refer to. Like, what we do here, like what I do here is probably illustration more than it is art. Art nowadays is more like the stuff that you launder money with in a New York gallery. And so that's a very specific type of competition, for example, and I have no idea what they're looking for. So you have so many types of competitions, for example, like art competition, like manga competitions. You would have you have like illustration competitions, and they all have different rules and things that they look for. So there used to be a time when I wanted to be a fine artist. But when I really thought about it, I was like, I just can't bullshit like that. Like, I don't believe in it. I can't do something that I don't believe in. So I'll never fit in that space. If you want feedback on a particular piece that you're working on, you can send it in the Discord, and lots of people will be super happy to help you. And I think that one of those days we're gonna do a critique thing. Like, to be honest, Shri, I think it's just in the eyes of the beholder at the end of the day, isn't it? Like there are many people who like really like you know, super meticulously rendered, hyper realistic portraits, right? Like however 10 meters tall or whatever, and they go ape shit over that. And I used to think that it's impressive, but like if you show me that stuff today, I'm like, you know, kind of bored. I mean, it's impressive, but exactly, it's kind of like it's kind of like proof of how diligent you are, as opposed to what you think about in your head. But it's very aesthetic. Like I'm not like morally against that or anything. I'm not like, I still think it's very cool. GM Pro 10. Yo, Art Link. How you doing? You can never be a judge. I mean, I feel like you have to, like, I feel like when it comes to like judging art, you can judge, you know, fundamentals, right? You can say like this person's use of perspective or light is wrong, because it can be wrong. And then you can say, you could, you know, collectively agree that if 5 artists were given a topic, you could like take 10 people and have them all vote on which artist represented that topic in the most impactful manner, right? So there are many ways to frame it so you can judge it. But judging anything is inherently subjective, right? So does it really matter? You're drawing yourself, or you're just drawing? Are you drawing yourself, or you're drawing yourself? If you draw like a robotic armor like this, you can think about the anatomy that you know, and and redesign it mechanically is always a very good solution to how to make a robot body that's interesting. Now I think that inside here, I want to put a little something. Hell yeah. Nya-chan. Look at that baby shrimp. Is he cute or what?マジ人が多いじゃん。いいじゃん。What made me passionate about drawing? To me, like, the first thing that made me passionate about drawing is just like seeing people who were really, really good. Just artists that when I saw like their lines and the way that everything was like flowing, and I was just fascinated with it. Like it's almost like I'm looking at something and it's like, you know how some people enjoy food? Like they eat a cake and it's like, oh my God, this cake is so good. And they like the cake so much that they want to go and study how to make their own cake. So that's what this art is for me. I saw all these beautiful, beautiful, tiny, like intricate lines and details and stuff. And I was like, I just love it so much that I have to, you know, I want to be able to create it myself. Is the shrimp powering the suit? I think so, yeah. That's exactly what's going on. you know, I can't even explain it to you. I see the lines, the little lines and stuff, and I'm just like, hell yeah, bro. I'm 37. 37. It's quite the age. Go Heat, thank you, sir. God bless you, my friend. I'm not sure if I want like to have to just give him like regular legs or some kind of a robotic thing. Rekpak, let's go, my friend. Let's do it. Let's do it, my friend. Get out of my thing. Get out of my group. Guys, that's why it's called Sketchflix and Chill. Drawing together, shooting the shit, talking passion, talking, you know, that kind of a thing. Listening to royalty-free music. Wait, where's the layer? Firu Art. Hello. I'm not sure how I want to do his legs. I'm struggling. Um, I don't know what to say about that. I'm also not super comfortable in person. That's why I'm just like, I'm online, I'm streaming. I can't see who's behind the screen. Sometimes it's hard when people talk shit, and they do, on the comments. In the comments on on social media, can be pretty harsh at times, but is there like a specific event or something that you want to go to, that you are afraid to, that you're afraid to go? Yeah, that's probably true, Shri. Oh, dude, like, you know, if you get like a little bit more attention, you start getting haters. Like, there is someone that, like, one day I opened my YouTube studio thing, and somebody has gone through all, like literally all of my videos and disliked every single one. And in my head, I was like, dude, what? Like, how do you have time for that? Also, like, what prompted you to hate me that much? Like, what? But I actually see, like, I try to treat it as a positive experience. I think, like, you haven't really lived until people hated you, because when somebody like reacts strongly to you, I try to tell myself that there's like, that it's because I put myself out there. And so and so, like, you can say to yourself that you've been brave, you put yourself out there, and that's just part of what you have to deal with. Yeah, Art Link, so I'll just say this, like, just say to yourself that it's like, it's part of the game, it's part of the internet. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you do, somebody's gonna like go after you. It's just the way it is. Like, once you realize that it's not about you, it's about like just somebody being an asshole at home, like, it takes the edge off that feeling. Okay, I feel like I need some more. I need some more mechanical parts on the bottom of this guy, but I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow's stream, because we just crossed the 2 hours, and I need to give my hands some rests and stuff, and generally don't want to burn out and not burn you guys out. Guys, everybody who's on here and who stuck around, thank you so much for coming on the stream with me today as well. Just to remind you, we are currently in the middle of a free course every Saturday about the fundamentals of drawing, where I try to break down to you everything that I know. People who want to support on the Patreon also get homework and sort of like the whole syllabus and everything laid out for them as like a whole workshop. There's also a shop with merchandise that you can look at. Anything that you do to support the channel is deeply appreciated, whether it's just coming to hang out in the stream or anything else. So thank you very, very much. I am here tomorrow, same time, and hopefully see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for hanging. Peace.